In a world filled with sissies, snowflakes, and spineless morons, we have to provide you with our disclaimer. So here it goes. The following is for entertainment purposes only and is purely the opinion of Fallout Shelter's host, Pat Mitchell and Tino. You should not construe any information or other material as legal, tax, investment, financial, or other advice. Oh, and one more thing. If you don't have a sense of humor, then you're probably in the wrong place. Enjoy.
Don't look like a guy without a plan. If you're not listening to Fallout Shelter, then you know what you are. You're a dog chasing cars. You wouldn't know what to do with one if you caught it. So let's put a smile on that face and listen to Trick and Tino, because what doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger.
Well, there you have it, folks. That was creepy as fuck. And the Joker, ladies and gentlemen.
For those of you who don't know, yeah, the Joker.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger.
Yeah. You know, that really sucks that Heath Ledger's dead, man.
Yeah, you know, I've tried to watch that movie, I can't tell you how many times, and every time I do, I fall asleep.
Really?
I haven't made it through that movie yet.
Really?
Is it good?
Yeah, it is. It's really good. That's one of the best Batmans.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so fucking good. See, that's, you know, man, I can remember when Joel Schumacher did what Batman was that? That was with Arnold Schwarzenegger and
that was the worst one when he was Mr.
Yeah,
Freeze.
it was so cartoony and just like fuck. And that could have been so cool. I would love for them to redo that one with Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy. I think that's so fucking badass.
Yeah. I still like the campy TV series. That makes me laugh so hard, man.
What, the old school one?
Old school one, yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah.
You know how many movie stars were in those?
Oh, no, I know.
Tons.
Yeah. Yeah, tons. Like tons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, there was, man, I haven't seen that show in a long time. That came back on, it's called YTV.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and that came on, I mean, years ago. And I mean, the crooked camera angles and it's so good.
You know what's funny is who played Batman in that? What was his name?
Adam West.
Adam West was on Howard Stern and doing an interview. And Adam West got so much pussy from that show. Like unbelievable stories this guy had.
See, I never heard that Stern episode, man.
Oh, because he was Batman. Girls just wanted to be with him. Oh my God. Legendary status in Hollywood, man, that guy.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
It's so, you know, Adam West seems like such a prick.
Yeah. He died not too long ago.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Crazy. But I would definitely try and watch that movie again, man.
I'll try.
Dark Knight. It's really good. You know who wasn't bad as a Batman that I didn't really mind was, and I thought it was going to be a disaster, a shit show, was Ben Affleck.
I didn't see that one.
No, dude, he's really good in it. I'm not a big fan of Ben Affleck. Because he's a horrible actor. He's not a good actor. He looks like he's just acting. He's trying hard, right? But I don't mind Ben Affleck. As a person, I bet he's probably a pretty decent dude. But until he started fucking J-Lo. And then it was like, dude, like she destroyed his career.
Yeah, with that ass. That ass just crushed him.
Yeah.
You know, I was working Ghost Bar in Vegas back in the day when Ghost Bar was like the place to be. You know, all the movie stars were there. And Michael Keaton was at the bar. The original Batman. That guy is so tiny. He's probably pushing maybe 5'6".
Fuck off.
I swear to God.
Really?
Tiny. And I'm standing next to him like I'm standing next to Batman. This is pretty cool. You know,
see that one, that original Batman was actually really good. I didn't mind that for like late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
That came out in what, 89?
89, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that one, it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I like Tim Burton's films.
See, I didn't like the second one with Penguin.
Yeah.
I think it was dark, and that's kind of like how I like Batman. Batman should be dark, but it just the story wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, Danny DeVito was a fucking Penguin, which was like perfect character cast right there. Like, because he is like, I think DeVito really is like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Batman. So many awesome movies, but there were some real horrible ones too.
Oh man,
who was Batman? George Clooney in that shitty.
He ruined it.
Joel Schumacher one. Yeah, Joel Schumacher movies are they're fucking horrible. They're just like they're just so shitty.
I don't know what else he's done.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, you would know. I mean, he did a Transformers movie. Joel Schumacher's done like a million movies. I think not a Fast and Furious. What else? He does a lot of action movies.
Right.
I think Bad Boys. He did Bad Boys with Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. He's done like those type of movies. That's all him. They're all Joel Schumacher films. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, some of them are all right. Don't get me wrong, but for the most part, they're just kind of lame. They're just he's very cookie cutter. He's a cookie cutter type of director. So yeah. I mean, fuck, man. But yeah, Batman. Shit. What the fuck are we talking about here? Isn't this
seriously? Let's keep talking movies, man.
Yeah, exactly. So welcome everyone to episode 30 of Fallout Shelter with Chick and Tino. Yeah, it's been
Thanksgiving week, man. Jeez.
Yeah, crazy. Today, just like I expected, the big money loaded out. That's all this was today, guys, on all these big tech names, all the big market leading stocks. That's all their money leaving, right? It's not retail money. Retail money can't move stocks. Not like Apple and Nvidia and AMD and Microsoft. So that's all institutional money, the smart money getting out. And they'll load back in after the vacation is, or this week is over. Maybe. They might wait till the new year. I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen. The only thing I do know is I was right about October being the top.
Yeah, you were, man. You called that back last February.
Yeah, late January, early February.
If you don't believe us, go back and listen to the podcast. Well, actually, we weren't doing the podcast back then.
No, it was a YouTube video.
Yeah, you mentioned it in there.
Yeah. And of course, when the market started coming back up a little bit, just like I said it was going to do, I said it was going to come back up and test highs, maybe break highs by a little bit and then dump. My exact words.
Yeah.
Of course, all the trolls come out of the woodwork. Yeah, you fucking idiot. You don't know what you talk about. And all I replied to them, just wait for October. Just wait. And sure enough, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, October is traditionally when markets crash. Markets correct. You have big, bad, dirty days. Bad things happen on October. Okay. And the reason why I did talk about that is because it just the way the market was headed. I mean, we've been on a 9-year bull run, and the market went parabolic in January, and that's it. I mean, fuck, man. When anything goes parabolic, it looked like a fucking Bitcoin or a penny stock chart. The market looked like a penny stock chart.
Yeah,
parabolic in January.
A lot of things are converging at once. You know, I mean, you got Apple coming out, cutting production. Facebook coming out and saying they're probably not gonna be their growth isn't going to be as good because they're reaching critical mass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They reach as many people as they can reach. You know what I mean? So that's happening. When is Nvidia when's the bottom going to come in Nvidia? You know?
I don't know. I think, well, today, boys and girls, today is what TrickTrades, what I have found, and I call a slam play. Now, slam play is a really predictable play, and it sucks I wasn't around in chat to alert it, but I did see the setup, and Tino and I were just discussing this. If you look at Nvidia's chart from today, November 19th, 2018, That's the setup. That's the setup. And when I start seeing this form, it will sell off more than you would ever think. And that's what it did today. It opened up at, I don't know, somewhere in the 161.60s area. And after hours, it's down to 142.98.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
Fuck, man. That's 20 points. 20 points on $160 starting stock.
You know, the first hour of the morning, watching that chart, it looked like Heiken-Ashi candles going on with Nvidia.
I know. They totally did. And anyone that doesn't know what a Heiken-Ashi candle is, look it up. We don't trade with them, but there is some method to those candles. And it's something that I looked into a while ago. I'm so set in my ways, I find it very hard to change. If I had more room, I would probably have a Heiken-Ashi candle chart next to my main candle chart.
Yeah, I've tried to use them, and I can see how they can be helpful. I just didn't have the time to really study them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes I put them next to my regular charts just to see if I can kind of figure out what's going on. And they're a little different to read, but I definitely see the benefit in it. You know what I mean? Because basically it just tells you how long the trend's going to last.
Exactly. It lets you know that trend is intact.
Yeah.
Or about to break or blah, blah, blah. Yeah. They're actually pretty cool. There was actually a member in TrickTrades that's all he traded off of. And he did very well off of them. Yeah. Very well.
So what's the key points of the slam play with Nvidia that you saw? What are the highlights of it?
Well, the slam play needs to have a very sharp sell-off with like no bounce, okay? Now, there's variations of the slam play. Everybody gets it wrong. Everyone thinks anything that dumps out in the morning is a slam play, and I get so frustrated because I've done a million video lessons on it, and I've told people exactly what to watch for, but like I always say, people don't fucking listen, right? And then they wonder why they don't make it because they don't fucking listen. But anyways, without me going on a rant here, Nvidia selling off the way it did, it couldn't even break the 9 EMA. It was such a sharp sell-off when things break that. You can't break that 9 EMA. I took a quick scalp on it, and I'll get to that in a minute. But you see where it retraces into the VWAP, okay? And it's a big, long arch, the whole 1 minute formation. It's really round. It's really round. And I don't know why it is and does that, but I can show you literally 1,000 slam play charts. And they are literally exactly like that. And then when they break those lows again, it comes back up to retest. And then it dumps more, even more. And they're always the biggest days. If you were to go back on any chart in the stock market, and I'm talking big, dirty days, like big, dirty days, you'll see the slam play. It's an indication, and I don't know why it forms the way it forms, but it does. And look at NVIDIA's chart. That's the slam play. When you see that setup, burn that setup into your brain, people, because when you see that start forming, you can take that. You can take that trade. I've actually only seen maybe one or two that where it comes back up to retest, it actually blows through that and then rips. Only one or two. And the hundreds of others, they always fail, and when they fail, they sell off hard again, man. Hard. A whole day's gains within like an hour.
And it kind of goes against what you would think would happen because you see the initial drop and you're like, well, this thing can't really go too much farther. But it goes against everything that you believe in, and it just dumps.
Yeah, it sells so fucking hard. Yeah. It sells so hard. I want to talk about, before we move on, a lot of talk out there about, in quotes, hindsight trading. Now, TrickTrades, I get accused of hindsight trading all the time. It's not. And I'll tell you why it's not. because we take these trades day in and day out. There's no hindsight about it, okay? There's a reason why at TrickTrades we catch almost pretty well the top within a few cents and we sell the bottom. And I know for people that are skeptical out there, they're like, oh yeah, fucking bullshit. No, man, I'm telling you. The ones that are out there that say, you know, oh, that shit's all hindsight trading, and no, these are high probability of success, these setups, and they work. You've just been taught by the wrong people. So before you go flapping your stupid fucking mouth, you should listen, and you should learn from someone that can teach you these. Like, I got in on Apple today on the first VWAP tag. I wasn't the only one. I did call it out in chat. But even before I could call it out, there were probably a fucking dozen members in that trade. I train you. I really do train you how to become a badass trader if you just listen and you take these setups. Like, I'm so sick of these fucking idiots out there that, you know, they listen to stupid fucking people like this Guru Leaks. That's a complete fucking waste of, he's a shit stain. That's what he is. He's a complete shit stain. He's no longer relevant. He hasn't been relevant in years. And these new traders, you know, they listen to him because they think he is relevant and he's warning people. And like I said, he hasn't been relevant in years. And he's not doing a service. He's not doing new traders a service. He's a small little man with a little baby dick. Guaranteed he's got like fucking small little cock. And his mother didn't hug him enough. And he's a small little man that fucking probably literally cries himself to sleep at night. Probably does. You guys probably think I'm being funny here. I'm not. I really like this clown is a shit stain, and he knows he is.
Well, it takes a certain mentality for somebody to get up every morning and their only job is to go and dig up shit on people and make up stories. Like, how do you do that every morning? You look at yourself in the mirror and say, yep, this is what I have to do today.
You know, and the funny thing is, if you go look about anything that he has ever said about Trick it's nonsense.
Oh, yeah.
So I put a tweet out yesterday of a picture that one of TrickTrades members made. And I think it's an awesome picture. It's on the NASDAQ exchange, and he photoshopped a TrickTrades logo on that, like above that. It's a really cool picture. You should check out my Twitter feed at TrickMitch1. Go check it out. I think
it's a photo mashup. It's cool.
Yeah, it's a real cool picture. And that's what he decided to bust my balls about, how I'm misleading subscribers and potential members. Oh, so I really am telling people I'm IPOing. Is that what you think? Are you fucking stupid? Like, that's like, think about that, guys. It's the stupid. I laughed my ass off when I saw that today.
If you can't look at that picture and know that it's comedy, it's funny, and it's kind of cool looking, I mean, what? Come on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what to say.
Seriously.
And of course, a bunch of his sheep, his followers, which I think it's just him with a bunch of fake accounts. Because, like I said, this Emmett Moore or whatever the fuck his name is, which is the guy's, he defrauded people out of fucking what, millions or something like that. Yeah. I don't know. I don't look to read into this guy too much. Only thing I know is I wish I knew where he slept.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be funny. Make a little visit.
Oh, I would make him a visit.
Yeah.
And I'd go wake him up at 2 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of these days, I'll find out where he lives.
Put a horse head in his bed. You know?
I'll do a lot more than that. You know? This guy, he's such a shit stain. He really is.
I know.
And I hate to give him any type of fucking airplay at all. because it's just, I've just been ignoring him on Twitter because it's like, he doesn't even he's got nothing. He's got nothing. Every single one of my trades, I can back up with broker statements. Every single one of my trades. And the thing is, I would give him my fucking broker statements, but then he would say those were fake too.
Yeah, right.
It's constantly going on that I don't post my P&Ls. And I don't. For the most part, I don't. And there's very good reason for that. Because when I post trades of $20,000, $40,000, $60,000 trades, he'll call those bullshit, right? So the only trades that I'll ever post a P&L about is something that you could actually learn from. So for 2 weeks straight, because of this market, I've decided to really just super size down, because my option strategy, the Boss Assassin option strategy, you can take super small size, like size anybody could take, like even the smallest of accounts, like a $5,000 or $1,000 account. You could take these trades that I took, and each and every day I made $1,000 minimum. Okay. Upwards of, I think my biggest day with the small size was 3,500. Okay. And you can, anybody can take those trades. And no, that's not selling dreams or anything like that. That is just fact. Anyone, and hundreds and hundreds of people have purchased the Boss Assassin strategy, and I haven't received one person complain about it. In fact, every single person that has purchased it has either written me an email or a Twitter DM, a chat message, and they say I've changed lives. They love it. They fucking love it, because it is a real world strategy that can be implemented immediately.
And
I
it's
give you
simple.
all the tools to do so. And so anyways, long story short, I posted all my P&L on Instagram because I really have no desire to be on Twitter other than it's a necessary evil. And I've shifted gears over to Instagram because Instagram, it's more of a positive environment, right? I'm really sick of, because everyone's a fucking fraud on Twitter. Like everyone, and it's like, have I went on campaigns to fucking like just destroy? Yeah, I have, because it's fucking bullshit what a lot of these guys do. But now it's everyone is a fucking, right? Anyone that runs a service is a scammer. No, man, no. There are a few of us that kick ass and actually teach people. There's very few of us, but there are a few of us that do it. Right. And we run clean services. We're not alert services. We don't offer fucking SMS and email alerts and all that horseshit. If any service that you're in actually offers those type of services, like an SMS or an email, there's no way. You got to get the fuck out of there, guys. I'm telling you, get the fuck out of there, because those are the ones preying on your dreams. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean,
they're dream sellers, man.
Yeah, we covered the logistics before those and why they don't work, and it makes no sense.
We'll go over it again here quickly.
Yeah,
think about it, guys. Let's do an email alert. Okay, now I get hit up all the time. People asking, "Do I offer?" And I always tell them, and I reply in the email, "Fuck no, no, I don't." Let's say Apple into the VWAP at 9:42 a.m. Okay, first VWAP tag, something similar to what I took this morning, and I called out in chat. So I would put myself in the trade first. Okay, of course you have to. You got to take the trade before you alert, right? Before you type out an alert. So you would fucking take the trade, and now I would open up my email. So it takes probably 5 seconds to actually load up the page. And now I start, and then it takes another 3 to 5 seconds to get the contact list loaded. Okay. And then I type out the message, Apple 189.46 short, looking to get it back down to whatever with a stop of 190. Let's just say that's what the trade was, right? Then I hit send. So now it takes I don't know, a few minutes at least for it to populate on your end. So now we're looking at 5 minutes? And that's if you were really paying attention and waiting. 5 minutes is an eternity in day trading.
Yeah, it's over.
It's over. You can't take that trade. And a text message, it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Yeah, so now you got to read that message and then input all that data into your end, and by the time you do that, forget it. And then you got to make sure you input it correctly.
Yeah, exactly. So you're looking at best case scenario, 7 minutes. And I mean best, absolute best case. There's no fucking way, guys. So when it comes to these email and SMS alerts, if your service actually offers those, you need to get the fuck out of there. They're charlatans. They are. They're trying to prey on your need to make money. Okay? So get the hell out of there. So that's why I get pissed off when, we are probably one of the top 3 cleanest services you could possibly get. We are 100% educationally driven. The chat room and the screen share, that's just a bonus. That's not what TrickTrades is about. We're about our video lesson library and our educational library. That's what we're about. And that's fucking, it's world class. It's a world class video lesson library. So that's why I get pissed off at this clown, because there's hundreds of members that have came to my defense and telling to fuck off and you're reaching a little bit here, buddy. And he won't listen. So it's that's why it's I've never looked to engage him and even bother trying to send him the broker statements or anything like that. He asks for the broker statements, but he would never accept them. I'm telling you, he would never accept them. Never. And it's a joke. He's, like I said, he's a complete shit stain. He's a shit stain that cries himself to sleep at night.
Yeah.
And that's all there is to it. I mean, he's just such a sad, sick little piece of garbage, right? He is. Yeah. And maybe one day our paths will cross one day.
Oh, that'd be great.
Oh, fuck, man. I would love that. If he names the place, I'll be there, man.
Oh, yeah.
I will. I will.
With broker statements in hand and brass knuckles in the other, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Absolutely. Turn his fucking face into hamburger meat. But anyways, enough of that nonsense. So I do want to talk about, Tino, I'm looking here after hours. You're in AMD, aren't you?
Yeah, man. And you know what? I took AMD and I took Facebook today off of the simple VWAP tag, which is so indigenous to TrickTrades. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where once you get it in your brain, you see it forming. You don't need an alert or anything. And I watched it, man. And I listened to what you said. Basically, we all kind of sat on our hands the first half hour waiting for these things to set up, because that's what you say. These things will set up.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah. And I think one of the best things you do, seriously, in the morning is you tell everybody, just wait. Because when the bell rings,
everybody they start hovering over their keyboards with their fucking mouse in the hand, and they're ready to just pounce. Why? What are you going to take first thing in the morning?
They want to get in something. Yep. And, it's like a trade like that is so simple. And that's what's great. And I kind of want to talk about this a little bit. It's so simple. And there's no noise on the chart. All I had on my chart was the VWAP. That's it. That's all I had.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't want to sit here and tell people what to do by any means. I'm just giving my opinion. And I notice sometimes some of these members, they start getting involved in all these crazy levels and, I don't know, pivot points and all kinds of stuff, which is great. If that's what works for you, cool. But you know what?
You need to know how to use that shit.
Yeah. And sometimes it gets to be too much where people are just throwing out numbers, and it's a distraction, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because when you hear that number being called out, what do people do? They look to see where that number is, and they lose track of what they were concentrating on before.
Yeah, it's too much going on.
We've got a great moderator, Eric. He's awesome. And what he does, he's so good at what he does, but it's taken him years to get to that level. And
people don't realize that. Like, people don't realize what Eric has put into his strategy.
Yeah.
And now they try and implement it, and
it works for him. Like, he has dialed it in, and it works for him.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, do whatever you're going to do, guys, but break it down for yourself and make it easy for you to understand however that system may be. For me, my chart has the VWAP on it and maybe one other indicator. It depends, but that's it. And I go off of support and resistance. That's it.
Very simple support and resistance.
That's it. And it's funny too, because I've noticed sometimes when you guys are calling out these numbers, I'll look and it's right to where I had a support line.
Yeah, and it's right what I called during the pre-market plan of attack.
Yeah.
To the penny.
So stop having shiny object syndrome, guys. You know what I mean?
Stop looking for that holy grail.
Is none.
I've done video lessons on the holy grail, and I've done podcasts on the holy grail. And that's what I think is going on. And new traders they do that shit all the time. They do it all the time. When something new comes up, they flock to it. They're like a crow to a fucking piece of tinfoil.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And like I said, Eric Russell is one of the most highly skilled motherfuckers when it comes to implementing indicators.
Yeah.
And actually has a strategy based around them. And it works for him.
Yeah.
He even tells you that his strategy might and probably won't work for you because there's so many different moving parts to his strategy that if you try to implement it, you're not seeing the chart the same way he is. And basically what I'm getting at is stop fucking trying to follow somebody else's strategy. You can build off of it, but you need to find a strategy that is especially at the beginning, it needs to be extremely simplistic.
Yeah.
Simple makes you money. I've made an entire career out of it. I've made an entire career out of simplicity. Okay. Now, for you guys, there's a reason why I teach the way I teach. And I mean, for the members, you can go watch the most important video lesson I've ever done. That's what its title is. And it's titled that for a reason. It tells you why I teach the way I teach. Because basically, at the beginning, a new trader has the emotional grit or worth of a fucking monkey. And yeah, that may sound like I'm insulting you, but it's the truth. You don't have any type of emotional maturity as a trader yet. It takes a long time to develop emotional maturity. Okay? So at the beginning, you really need to focus on simplicity. Simple setups. That's it. And then in time, start messing around with certain indicators if you want, if you find that you're missing something. But if you're using an indicator on your chart and you're not using it, get rid of it. Get rid of it. I could literally throw on every moving average that there is and every indicator that there is. Now, right-click on whatever charting platform you're using and go to Add Study or Add Plot. Now, look at every one of those indicators. Every single one of those indicators I could throw up on my chart. And it will, at some point during the day, that price action will bump into that, will hit that support or resistance. And it'll hold for a second. And the reason why it will is because there are traders out there in the world that rely on those indicators. So it will find support or resistance there. There's a reason why I use the indicators that I use. I use 3 indicators, and that's it. I use the VWAP and 2 simple moving averages, or exponential, I guess, but 2 moving averages. I use the 9 EMA and the 50 EMA, both on the 1 minute, along with the VWAP, and that's it. And I could get rid of them all. I don't need them. The VWAP is pretty important, and I wouldn't want to get rid of that. But the other ones, I could easily get rid of. But I use them all in a very specific way. I don't look for crosses. I don't look for any of that. It's just used as support and resistance, and they work really well on the 1 minute. And every indicator, like I said, I use the indicators that are they're the most widely used. It's a law of averages. It's a numbers game, folks. You want to use stuff that the majority of traders use. You don't want to use something that's rare or unique because it won't work. It'll work for a second, but there isn't enough traders in the world to make that indicator work. See, people think that indicators are some sort of wizard's wand or something like that. No, they work because they have the volume of traders behind them, making them work. Right? So remember that, guys. That's important. What I just said there is really important. And you need to find strategies that work for you. That's important. I've seen too many traders find consistency and then they fuck it up. They piss it all away, pissing around with other things. Stop fucking with your strategy. That's the most detrimental thing that you can do as a new trader. You find consistency, but then you want to make more money. Well, that has nothing to do with your strategy. Leave your strategy alone. Quit fucking with it. These strategies need to be proven over time. And by time, I don't mean a few days or a week. There's going to be peaks and valleys to your trading. Your strategy, the majority of the days out of the year, it needs to work, and that's it. You can have a red week. You can easily have a red week and still your strategy is still sound. Do not touch your strategy. You need to hold your ground. I see so many fucking people hit me up saying, oh, I've had a red week or I've had 4 red days in a row. My fucking strategy doesn't work. Well, bullshit. Why doesn't it work? It's just not working right now. Don't touch it. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Don't mess with it. Now, that's not to say, because there's a lot of fucking meatheads out there that go word for word what I say. Now, that's not to say that you can't just adapt a little bit to the market. And that's why we have multiple strategies or variations of a strategy. But at the beginning, you need to prove your strategy to be sound. And that takes at least a month to do, at least a month. And look at the last few months. This market it's crazy. We're at a top right now. We're at a top. We're going to be extremely volatile, and the price action is going to be really wonky. It's not going to trade the way it was trading 8 months ago or whenever the market was just trending. It's going to be different. It's going to be really different. Right now, man, it's different. Like I tell everyone, usually at TrickTrades, we hold all day. Right now, you can't. You can't hold all day. You got to take that move, and that's it. You get out because it'll chop around, it'll chop you and stop you out. So you can still trade your base strategy, but your exits need to be a little bit different, and that's what I mean by tweaking your strategy. But the whole strategy doesn't need to be changed. Leave your shit alone. Like right now, there's someone that I've got my eyes on that he's finally found consistency after like 8 years or some shit like that. I mean, mind you, he's only been trading equities for, a short time, but man, he finally finds it and he's fucking around with all this shit. Why? You found consistency, leave it alone. Quit adding shit. Fuck's wrong with you? Fuck, that pisses me off, Tino.
Yeah,
dude,
when there's too much numbers being thrown out, like different levels and exact numbers, and that's so much noise. And guess what I found out? Because I've been testing it out over the last couple of weeks. I'll write down the number, and after the market's closed, I'll go back on the chart and I'll look to the left of the chart. Guess what that number is? Perfect, either support or resistance from the day before, or whatever, to the penny.
Yeah.
That's all you guys got to do, man.
Yep.
It's support and resistance. That's it. It's not a magical number. You know what I mean? It's not some holy grail. It's fucking support and resistance. End of story.
Period. Period.
That's it.
So and short trend trumps long trend.
Yeah.
That's it.
So you guys, I mean, like I'm saying, do what you're going to do, but sometimes there might be a little too much noise with all these numbers being thrown around. And you got to ask yourself, how can I make this simpler? Why is that number being thrown out?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to take a second and look to the left and see why. Oh, man, right there. That's why.
It was yesterday's lows, or it was an intraday fucking
that's it.
Point. Yeah, man.
That's it.
That's it. Where was it consolidating? Where was the high of that range previous day? Right?
Yep. That's it.
Oh, that's where it tapped out. Ah, yeah, okay. It's simple, guys. You guys fucking complicate trading so much. So much.
It goes back
every day.
It goes back to the common denominator of what you said a chart is. It's emotion. That's it.
That's it.
So when you look to the left of the chart, that's all emotion. So when you're throwing out all these numbers, you guys, they're not just random numbers. They're not some magical number. If you look to the left, stop what you're doing, look to the left, take some time out and draw that line and see where it hits. Guarantee you there's it'll tap it to the penny on that emotion at that moment in that chart. You know what I mean?
Because when you're looking at all these different levels, you're looking at a chart in the wrong way. You're looking at that chart like price points. It's not. Guys, it's not. I'm telling you. One of the secrets to fucking day trading or trading in general is to look at a stock chart like emotion. What I just said there, think about it. I want you to really think about it, and I need you to understand what I'm saying. Apple didn't close after hours at 184.90. Okay? Where it popped back up into the VWAP area, it didn't pop up to 187.50. It's emotion. It's support and resistance. Now, for some of you, you probably have no idea what the fuck I'm saying. And that's fine. That's fine. I'm just trying to get to the ones that have an open mind. Look at these in a different way, guys. You cannot trade like the fucking masses do. You need to, because 90% of traders lose. Start thinking outside the box.
Yeah, you have to do it for yourself. So when you hear of a number being called out, whoever's calling out that number, their brain works different than yours does.
Yes, it does.
There's a reason why they're calling out that number, because they saw something that makes sense to them.
Yeah.
And maybe look at it and see where you think that they got that number from. If it makes sense to you, well, then cool, go for it.
Yeah.
Then it makes sense to you. Then you just made it real.
Yeah. Exactly. But man, people are looking at charts in the wrong way.
Oh,
they're approaching trading in the wrong way. They really are, because they've read some bullshit tweet on Twitter, or they watch some bullshit YouTube fucking video from a guy that doesn't know us from ass from a hole in the ground. It's been trading a fucking paper account. You guys realize how many fucking paper traders are out there that run services and are on fucking YouTube? You have any idea? My God, man.
Yeah.
The people that I could tell you that I have absolute proof they are fucking paper traders.
Yeah.
Proof. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen videos of their screen share where their screen share fucks up because their editing fucks up, because they used OBS Studio, and where they overlaid a little black fucking box marker, it had a 1 frame section where when it transitioned into the next fucking frame, it fucking showed it. And it says simulated account.
Yeah.
People that are claiming to make $100,000 on trades. I'm telling you guys, listen to me. Me and maybe 2 or 3 other guys out there actually have your best interest at heart. I'm fucking telling you. I'm telling you. Quit chasing shiny objects and quit chasing P&L. Which leads me to my next thing. Now, I'm not going to tell the name of this guy, but I'm fucking pissed off at him right now. So he's been tracking since he came to TrickTrades, and he's been in for, I don't know, about a fucking month or so. And a little bit better than a month or so, right? And I can see off of his trader view chart. As soon as he came in to TrickTrades, he based for about a week. You know a P&L chart, right? Where it has the line. It looks actually like a trading chart. I can't pull it in because you'll be able to see his name, which fucking sucks. But I showed Tino this. And, buddy, I'm not picking on you. I'm just using you as an example, okay? Just relax, pump the brakes. I don't need fucking phone calls. I had a guy fucking phone me once because I fucking the guy with the Microsoft thing, he fucking phoned me. He was all pissed off. It's like, well, fuck, man. People got to learn from this shit. Deal with it. Suck it up. Anyways, so he comes to TrickTrades. He based for about a week, okay, because he's just learning. And then what happened next? His P&L went from 0 all the way up to about $7,500. He made $7,500 in about 15 days.
Man.
And they're all small trades. I can tell by the way that the P&L chart's moving. They're like $300 trades. Boom, 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 boom. Small size. Perfect. That's what I want. And then the last 2 days, what happens? He takes a loss for about, it's hard to say because it doesn't show the exact number, but looking at it, I'd say about $2,000. So he had a bad day. Not the end of the world, but he had a bad day. It happens. It happens. Okay. So about 1,500. Yeah, about $1,500. Looking at it again, it looks to be about $1,500. So he had a bad day. What did he do the next day? He tried to make his fucking money back. He looked with horse blinders on. He looked at the short term instead of the progress that he's made, where he would have still been up over $5,000 in 15 days. That's great. He's looking at P&L like his P&L daily, like it's the end all be all, and it's not. It's weekly, then monthly, then quarterly, then yearly. Don't worry about your P&L daily. That's nonsense, okay? So what did he do the next day after that about $1,500 loss? He took a $7,000 loss. Why? Why did he take a $7,000 loss, people? Because he tried to make his money back. Don't fucking do that. You're getting all fucked up because of a one bad day. Once that one bad day is over, when you wake up in the morning, that's it. Yesterday didn't even happen. You've journaled, you've taken a look at it, you've went over your mistakes, and you've learned from your mistakes. Now you go to sleep at night. Now what happens when you wake up? That's a new day. Yesterday didn't happen. You've already reviewed it. You've went over everything you could have done differently to learn from your mistake. And then you go to sleep. So what happens when you wake up? What did I just say? You forget about it. It didn't happen. You need to be able to put the past in the past. It all boils down to hindsight. You're living in hindsight because now you think, well, shit, fuck. Because probably what happened, he took one trade in the morning and he took a loss. And then he's like, fuck, I'm gonna fucking, and then he starts freaking out. Fuck. Shake it off. Shut it down. You're emotional. You fucking people out there need to start learning how to walk away. Losses like that are unacceptable. You people blowing up your accounts is unacceptable. Grinding down your account due to learning is different. But when I see people take these huge losses, I get upset. Because all he had to do after that first loss in the morning is contact me. Hit me up, and I would have talked him off a ledge. But they get roped in these fucking rabbit holes. And it doesn't need to happen. When you have a bad day and you take a loss, a loss, like I'm not talking a few $100, guys. I'm talking a shitty loss. You had $1,000 plus loss red day. Don't trade the next day. Why do you need to trade the next day? You know you're going to be pissed off. Quit trying to make your fucking losses back. I hate that. I fucking hate that. And then another fellow in chat, and I corrected him. As soon as I saw what he typed, I corrected him, and he understood what I was saying. So he said something to the effect of, I'm not going to scroll back through chat because God knows where it is. It was in the morning, first thing in the morning.
I remember that, yeah.
And he said that, he's just trying to keep he doesn't want to lose what he made last week. So he had a really good week last week. And this will happen too. This will happen even on good red days or good red days, good green days, good green weeks. Okay. You'll go into the Monday of the next week and you will be you'll be scared to lose. You're going to be emotional because you didn't decompress properly. On the weekends, you need to decompress. You need to review all your trades, the good, bad, and the ugly. And I'm not saying like journal your trades necessarily. I'm not big on that. Now, some people will disagree, and that's fine. I'm more into emotional journaling because that's what's going to make or break you. It's not whether you took a trade or a stock XYZ at the VWAP or a double bottom and it worked or it didn't. It's the emotions you were feeling in the trade, win, lose, or draw, right? So you need to journal those emotions to get it out, and it needs to be pen to paper. I've said this 1,000 fucking times, and I still see people fucking journaling on the fucking computer. It doesn't work that way. It needs to be pen to paper. It needs to be there's a mind-muscle connection there that, I don't know what it is, but that's what you need to do. Anyways, so then you go into your next week, Monday, and you're scared. You don't want to lose what you made last week. Fuck off. That was last week. It's got nothing to do with today. Last week didn't even happen. It doesn't exist. It's dead to you. Remember that, guys. Every day is a new fucking day. Yesterday didn't happen. It didn't happen. When you constantly live in hindsight, you will fucking destroy yourself. Stop it. Yesterday didn't happen. Remember that, guys. Remember what I'm saying right now. It's going to save you and it's going to make you a lot of money. Yesterday didn't happen. I got fucking spanked on Nvidia last week or the week before. Fuck, I don't even remember.
I think it was last week.
Yeah. Spanked.
Yeah.
I was wrong. And I gave it up to a certain point, and I finally had to cut the trade, and I was wrong. Oh, well. It wasn't last week. It was the week before on I think it was on a Friday. And I'm not going to lie. I was fucking choked. I was fucking pissed right off. But then upon review, I realized that, no, I traded my trade plan. Just didn't work.
Yeah.
A lot of these times, guys, these trades won't work. It's not about being right or wrong. It's the law of averages. Some will work and some won't. I just happened to use a little bit too much size on a setup that I shouldn't have taken that much size with. I missized. That's it. That was my mistake. And I talked to Tino about it, and yeah, I was fucking choked, wasn't I? I was fucking pissed off.
I kept saying, though, you have nothing to be pissed about because it was a good plan. It just went against you.
Yeah, exactly. You guys need to find someone that you can lean on, and talk this shit out with. Like the whole trading buddy thing. It's a big deal. Because you can't talk to your husband or your wife. What the fuck do they know about trading? I don't know. They're gonna give you some, oh, it's okay, or they're gonna call you a fucking jerk off for losing that money. They don't get it, guys. They don't get it. You can't talk to your fucking buddy at work or your best friend if he's not or she's not a trader. They don't understand. They don't get it. Because in their heart of hearts, they probably think you're a fucking gambler. They don't understand. If you're not a trader, they don't understand. You need to find a trader that you can trust and that is genuinely got your back. Not someone that's rooting for you to fail. A lot of people are like that, man. A lot of people are rooting for you to fail. Right?
You know what's helped me out a lot, and I don't know, you might agree with me, Pat, or you might not, but I'd say 98% of the time, I always set hard stops.
Yeah.
Because that stops me from second guessing myself. And I think that's why maybe some people out there are blowing up their accounts is because...
Yeah, they get caught in like a fucking deer in the headlights.
Yeah, they do a mental stop, and then it hits that mental stop, and they're like, well, I'll just give it a little bit more, bit more.
When you're saying, I'll give it a little bit more, shut it down.
Yeah.
That's emotional. That's emotions right there. There's no way around it. You need to take that trade off. Yeah, and by me setting hard stops all the time, it's my risk I've hardly had a big loss, hardly ever. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's helped me out. That's what works for me. And, I heard what people, I hear people saying, you shouldn't set hard stops because market makers can see them and they'll take you out. Fuck that. I set the most obscure hard stops. There you go. I was just about to say. Yeah. That they're probably not going to take them out. And guess what? If they do, well, I was probably too far in it anyway. You know what I mean? I'm glad they took me out because my stops are, I have a pretty good, I'm 30, 40, 50 cents sometimes more depending on the stock. And if I did let that go emotionally, I'll give it a little bit more. Man, that thing would take off against me and I'd be out of luck. Yeah, you got to realize when you're wrong, guys. Yeah. Yeah, and by setting hard stops, it really helps me control that emotion because I'm like, well, I'll just let the market take me out. You know what I mean? Yeah. If it's going to go against me. Yeah. And it's helped me out a lot. So that's what works for me. So maybe you guys out there might want to try it and see how it works for you. Yeah. But it'll really, if you're really taking bad losses, that can really help to curb that. You need to protect yourselves, guys. Yeah. You need to have some discipline, and you need to take your life into your own hands, your trading into your own hands. If you cannot respect a stop, you need to set a hard stop. And then don't set it in a spot where market makers are going to take you out. When people say, oh, but market makers can see your stop, they don't give a fuck about your 100 shares or your 1,000 shares or even 10,000 shares. They don't give a fuck about your 10,000 shares. But what they do care about is they see that 1,000 other traders have that stop. So that 100 shares becomes 1,000,000 shares right quick. Yeah. Now, you got to set it in a place where they can't take you out. Yeah. And, when you're playing a stock like Amazon where that thing can move points and points in a matter of seconds, I always set a hard stop with that because, if you're into it emotionally and you're like, I'll give it a little bit more, well, that little bit more can turn into 10 points real quick. Real quick. Yeah. Yeah. So, and that's helped me out a lot. It makes me a lot more calm when I'm trading, and it's relaxing knowing that if it goes against me, it'll take me out. You know what I mean? I don't have to sit there and fight myself. Yeah, exactly. Should I take it off now like I said I was gonna? You know what I mean? So Yeah, I mean, guys, you got to start protecting yourself. I'm getting so frustrated with people taking these big dirty losses.
Yeah, there really isn't an excuse for it, to be honest with you.
No, and it's people, and I know why they're taking these big losses, because they see these fucking retards on Twitter posting these big P&Ls and they want to be just like them.
Yeah.
That's why I don't post my when I'm in full size, my regular size. Right now I have no problems posting P&L. It doesn't because it's all size that you guys could take. It's small size, but it's still $1,000 a day. And that's another thing I want to talk about. And I know I've talked about it a lot, but man, I got to really hammer this home. I don't think people realize what even a $300 day over time will do. Do you guys understand that? Like, okay, I'm going to do some quick math here. So let's say $300 a day. That's what you make on average. So remember, some days are going to be bigger. Some days are going to be red days. But on average, you're bringing home about $300. Okay? So times 252 trading days. That's $75,500 a year. You guys could quit your fucking jobs tomorrow, couldn't you? Off of $300 days.
Yeah.
Stop shooting for the fucking moon. If you want to become a professional full-time trader, professional doesn't mean you're making $100,000 trades off the shithouse, in the shithouse. That's nonsense. That's Twitterville. That's Furu bullshit. I'm telling you, it's bullshit. Do you know how much stress is involved with trades like that? And these guys are fucking, they're making these trades 10 times a week. They're bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay. Stop shooting for those. You don't need to make that, guys. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to answer it out loud. I don't care if you're sitting in a fucking Starbucks listening to me right now. I don't give a shit. Answer it out loud. You pussies. How much do you need to make in order to quit your job? How much per year? And probably a lot of you are, in the $80,000 to $100,000 a year range. Do you realize how little that is per day trading? Do you realize that? It's $300-$400 a day. That's it. And you know what? When you first go full time, for you to, and I'm talking about a necessity, a need. What do you need? Probably a lot of you only need about $250 a day to quit your job. You got to remember, guys, here's the thing. And a lot of fucking people don't fucking think about this. They're thinking about their job right now to live the way they're living right now. You don't need that. That's a want. I'm talking a need. Okay? There's a big difference. So if you have 2 or 3 cars, get rid of those 2. Now you have 1. Okay? Save money. The goal is freedom. Do you realize how much your freedom is worth? Freedom's worth a lot, folks. Okay? Your freedom is worth a lot. You could quit your job if you made $250 a day. Find out how much that is. So $250 days times 252 equals $63,000. $63,000 a year to work a couple hours a day at home with your loved ones. And maybe you don't have any loved ones. Maybe you're a fucking gooer leaks and you got a cat named Felix or some shit that doesn't even like you. That fucking scratches you when you sleep because you're such a piece of shit. Right? But all joking aside, guys, seriously here, how much do you need? Need, not want, need. You know what that $1,000 a day is? How everybody says, oh, I need to make $1,000 a day. I need to make $1,000 a day. You fucking clowns realize how much that actually is? That's $252,000 a year. You fuckheads. You don't need that. You're not making that now.
Right.
Most of you aren't making that right now. Come on, guys. How many of you are actually making $250K a year take home? You're not. You're not. Stop shooting for $1,000 a day. You don't need it. Why do you need that? And yes, in time, you'll make that. You know, right now, guys, like I said, with me trading small size, for me to make $1,000 a day is laughable. I do that day in, every fucking day, and it's no stress. And I'm telling you, it is easy. For me, it's easy right now, guys. It is easy, but that's where I'm at in my career, that I can go out and each and every day I can pull in $1,000. That's what I can pull out of the market without even batting an eye. Ask Tino. Tino's not going to lie to you. Well, maybe he would. He is Greek. But I'm serious. That's what I make day in, day out right now, because the market's really funky and there's no reason. We're only one Trump tweet away from these huge pops. So it's not worth it for me to expose myself to that risk. I don't mind sizing down, because right now I'm still making $250K a year. I don't give a fuck. I can live off that.
That's great money.
I can live off of, man.
You're making more than doctors.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
for working a couple hours out of the day.
Yeah. And you don't have student loans to pay back.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, you guys got to really start doing some soul searching and some thinking here, man. It's go time. Quit pissing around. You know,
I was reading this story about this guy that went around to all these retirement communities and these old folks' homes and whatnot. And he did it for a couple of years. And he would sit down with these people that are in their twilight years. And he asked them all these questions. And they said, if you could give any advice, what would be the best advice to kids these days and people younger than you? And you know what the majority of them said? I wouldn't have cared about money.
Yeah.
And these are people that have already lived their entire life and gone through shit and they're in their twilight years and they look back on their life and they were probably stressed out about money. And now when they're kicking back, they're like, I probably wouldn't worry about money as much because there's always going to be money. You're always going to have a chance to make it.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, guys, do some soul searching. They actually realize, I need you guys to realize you don't need, stay off Twitter, man. Oh, fuck. Twitter's so bad for new traders, man, because they think that they need to make way more per day in order for it to matter. $250. That's all that separates you from freedom. You know how easy it is to make $250 in the fucking market every day? For fuck's sakes. I could be done that in 10 seconds. In and out, done. I could be done.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Especially off the TrickTrades setups. They're so simple. They're so low risk. Oh, my God.
Man, these two trades I took today were just textbook, man. Textbook VWAP tags.
And VWAP tags, I'll share a little secret with you guys. The first VWAP tags, that's what's working in this market.
Yeah.
Like beautifully. Some markets it's a double bottom. Some markets it's a double top. Some markets it's a lower high. Right now, it's the first VWAP tag. That's what's working. That's what's working. Look for those in the morning, guys. The first fucking VWAP tag, take it. And if it doesn't work, take it off. But those first VWAP tags, man, they'll make you money. That's what I took on Apple today.
Yeah.
You know, and I made my fucking nut right quick. I was in Nvidia. There was a little mini consolidation when it first started dumping out. But I only scalped the move. Little did I know that thing was going to dump like that, man. Because I took the trade and then I took it off, made some nice quick cash on it. And then I was going to wait for a retracement up to the VWAP and then really hammer it. It just didn't come. Today actually looked really easy, but it was a little difficult because a lot, like in the morning, most of these stocks didn't set up properly. It needed to go just a little bit higher.
Yeah.
It didn't on most of them, but there were still trades there. Apple was textbook. AMD was textbook. Facebook was all right, but it needed a little bit more.
Yeah, today was a great practice and just waiting it out in the morning, just waiting for that setup to happen. And within I didn't even make a trade until almost 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
And both of those trades I took, man, I'm still in one. believe it or not. But man, they worked out beautifully.
Well, AMD should work out really well for you because it just kind of broke trend. So, and that's what I said from that hyperscan. If it breaks that trend, and it did, that's roughly where it broke trend too, is where, yeah.
And, the reason I held it, which I don't do a lot, but I'm learning to do it more often now when I feel comfortable, is I had a lot of distance on it. You know what I mean? And I already paid myself on it.
Yeah. So, like the market's, there's no way that, I shouldn't say that.
And because it was AMD. AMD doesn't go points in a second. You know what I mean? No, that's why I did it on AMD.
Yeah. Yeah. At worst, even if the market gaps up tomorrow, you're still going to be you'll still have to be green. Like, it's not going to gap up enough there's no way, unless some crazy news came out on it, which, I mean, Jesus Christ, you can't think like that.
Not with the semiconductors the way they are now. No. That's another reason I did it. You know, so there's all these factors that I figured into it. You know what I mean? And I feel comfortable. Like, I'm not even sweating. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, guys, just to wrap things up here, I mean, man, do some soul searching. Realize that you don't need to make a lot day in and day out. A couple $100 a day, that's all you need. And you could quit your jobs. Do you guys realize that? Most of you guys want to become professional full-time traders. Do you realize how little money you need in order to quit your jobs? I don't think a lot of people actually realize that. They've seen Modern Rock post his that tweet that he puts out there all the time with how much you need. But I don't think they realize what that means. It hasn't sunk in, because I just went over this on screen share when it was slow in chat, and people were blown away when I broke out the calculator. They were like, oh shit, really? That's it? Yeah, man. Yeah. That's it. To replace your job right now, that's it. A couple $100 a day. That's all you need to make.
Yeah. And just keep it simple, man. I mean,
quit fucking around, guys.
Just cut out all the noise and look to the left of the chart, and
that's it.
You can see it right there.
Simple support and resistance. I'm telling you, that's all you need. That's all you need. If you want to develop a strategy in time that, I mean, that's fine. That's fine. Like I said, Eric, I mean, he's a badass when it comes to these indicators. He really is. He knows how to trade them. But that's what works for him.
That's what works for him. And his brain works different than mine does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff he sees, I don't see. But I see it in a different way.
Yeah.
That works for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You got to find stuff that works for you guys. And that's what we teach at TrickTrades. We teach you how to develop your own strategies and how to implement them. That's why we're so fucking different, man.
Listen, you just said you make $250,000 a year trading, and all you do is you do it off support and resistance. That's it.
And that's just what I'm making right now with small size. That's not what I normally pull in, because my full size is fucking way, way bigger than that. It's retarded, because I broke that down on screen share too.
Yeah.
And if I told you guys what I made in the first 2 months of trading options, you'd probably puke in your mouth a little bit. But that's the potential of it, guys. That's what I'm saying. That's the potential. But you can only size up once you know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
Quit chasing shit. Quit chasing your dreams. Or not dreams, but quit chasing P&L. Quit chasing that. You don't need that in order to quit your jobs. You don't. You need a couple $100 a day and you can quit your fucking job.
Yeah. And find the indicators on your own. They're right there in front of you.
Yeah. See what works for you. Back test them. Don't just take somebody's word for it. Don't do that. Come on, guys. Get your shit together. This is your fucking wake-up call. That's what this podcast is about. It's a fucking wake-up call. Like, man. But on that note, boys and girls.
Man, did we blow through this hour already?
Yeah, I don't even know how long we've been talking for, to be honest.
Man, this time is just flying.
Yeah, I know, man. But I'm gonna do up the hyperscan, and Chrissy's anniversary gift came in. She got me a badass watch.
When's my gift coming?
Fuck, it's coming. It's in the mail, motherfucker.
Coal. Fucking stuck in a coal.
Lump of coal. I'm Santa Claus.
Big bag of shit.
Oh, yeah. Vega shit, Cali shit, the dog shit. But come on, guys, get your shit together. That's the whole meaning of this one. Just get shit together. Quit focusing on other people's P&L and work on the process. Couple $100 a day. That's all that separates you from freedom. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. You could quit your fucking jobs. You could. You guys should be able to make a couple $100 a day. And I know you can. You're shooting for more than that. And that's why you can't. Simple shit, guys. Keep it simple. But on that note, folks, I think we'll wrap it up. And,
cool.
Thanks, Tino.
Yeah, man.
We've got some real good special guests coming up that I think you guys are really going to enjoy. Lots of great things that TrickTrades is doing. And if you're interested in the Boss Assassin option strategy, which I highly recommend, I really think you should, go search my Twitter feed. You'll see nothing but people talk about how fucking amazing it is.
Yeah.
Go to TrickTrades.com under
educational
videos and pick it up.
And you got the war chest coming out soon.
Yeah, war chest is going to be.
That's setting the bar again, man.
Yeah,
you guys are gonna love that.
Yeah, man. As soon as we release, people are gonna find. Man, I'm telling you. And we got shotgun. You got. Oh, man. Yeah. I'm telling you. These are things that are just gonna blow people away. They are, because it's stuff that nobody is doing. No one has ever done before. And it's not like some of those other jokers say out there that they're innovating, but yet it's pizza parties and fucking shout outs. Jesus Christ, man. Fucking pizza parties and these fucking meetups in a bar.
Yeah, we are aren't we having a meetup at Chuck E. Cheese, though? I thought you talked about that.
Yeah, exactly. Good God, man. Quit falling for this shit. Okay, I better wrap it up before I get myself into trouble.
Okay, people.
Have a good one, guys.
Later, people.
Adios.
See ya.
Thanks, Dino.
Yeah, man.